means. And so I wanted to go as easy as I could. And so each side of these has these Van Packer shelves, which lets me put my mirror up and goodies and doodads and snacks and my coffees, keeps it up and out of the way. Back here is actually what I use to go to the bathroom. So this is my toilet. This is a Modywell dry flush toilet.
Oh, I love
And
that.
I absolutely love it. So I wanted originally I saw the Laveo toilets, but those are expensive. Those are a pretty penny for sure. But I also didn't want a bucket. This might be a glorified bucket, but what it does is it heat seals each side. So it's anti smell, anti mess. It's really easy to get rid of your waste. Battery powered, I can plug it in and charge it, and it lasts forever. The charge can go for days. This is probably one of my favorite parts of the build for sure, just because it makes everything so much more convenient. I can turn it on in the back, and then it feeds it through, and then it'll heat seal it at the end, and it's great. It's a game changer for sure, especially in a small space like this.
Yeah, boy, that's great.
Yeah.
It's so comfortable.
It is, yes. I absolutely love it. That was a big thing. I mean, it's such a small space, so you got to make it as comfortable as you can. And I didn't need a big bed, and this is such a big difference to me is having this leg space and being able to move over here. I've got my power
What I
station
loved
over
about
here.
this one
1800
is the dry toilet
mobile solar panels.
and
I don't have anything permanent yet
how
because
she
I'm
have her
scared
cat
to move anything to the top and ruin my stealth setup.
disposal.
But I
The
really don't. That's such a big reason
the
why I bought this. I have a fridge up here.
when the cat used the bathroom disposal.
They didn't have anything in that area, and I started out with another fridge that used to sit back here where this cabinet went. But I wanted to get rid of that and have the space for the cabinet right here. And so that's perfect having a fridge up there that keeps everything cold, but still out of my way pretty much. On the other side over here, I've got two 3 gallon tanks. I've got my freshwater tank and then I've got a gray water tank over there. Small tanks, but for me, that lasts about a week, week and a half, because I really don't use it a whole bunch just to clean dishes or brush my teeth if I'm not going into Planet Fitness to shower. It's been great having this sink. I can't believe that I actually have something like that now. And then I do live with my cat, so maybe I should show you my litter system too. It might be interesting.
Sure. Yeah, there's a lot of people anymore
I
traveling with
learned
pets.
a lot online from people, and I absolutely love this setup that I have, and maybe other people would too. Up in the front, this is where I'm going to keep my litter box. Now, this is a great method I've found. So it's a sifting litter pan, and it's got pine pellets. Now, there's no mess at all, and there's no need to change. A big thing to me was the tracking because these little guys, I swear, they just grab the litter and scrunch it up in their little paws, and then they just let it out all over the house. And so I wanted to find something that doesn't track a whole lot or make a bunch of mess. And I found these pine pellets. So when she goes number one, it turns into pretty much a sawdust, and that collects at the bottom into my trash can. When she goes number two, I just immediately scoop it, bag it, get rid of it. But it makes having a cat so much easier in a van because there's a lot less mess. There's no smell with the pine pellets, which I really love. And it works great for us. So
And she's adapted well to travel.
she's adapted so well. So this cat is so strange. She's pretty much a dog. I catch her, I'll have the window.
Good morning. Happy Friday, believers, achievers, motivators, movers, and shakers. And welcome to my virtual carpool. Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 a.m. I'm right here bringing you guys survival tips, letting you guys meet other apartment on wheel dwellers, or should I say, urban campers, even or I can even just say people moving into their vehicles and doing the best they can to save, enjoy the freedom of the open road, heal, um, and everything that they can to live their best life, living in the moment, be adventurous, play around in God's big world. It's such a big world. Live close to work while saving money, um, camping out, and being their own landlords. So many people have moved towards living in a vehicle, and so many different ways of rediscovering themselves. And they have no time to wonder or worry about opinions of others. All they're doing is focus on each task at hand as they come. And I really appreciate how they pay it forward. It's a big community, and everybody sort of, even when they don't know each other, just sort of looks out for each other. They get on their page knowing that they're probably just starting out and they're just a small page like this one, and they will pay a comment and a like just to forward the page so that more people can view it and that it could add some prosperity to the new uh on wheels camper. And so today I am going to be joined again by Bob. And Bob, he he um he goes and meet different people, all kinds of people. And let me tell you, don't think that it's just middle-aged people that's doing this. I'm telling you, from the college age to retirement age. I saw a young lady on here last night, 73 years old, and she just started out and she says she's going to live the rest of her days camping on wheels. And she had a lot of great ideas, but she took a while to express each one. And so until I get a little further on and get a lot more ideas out and I'm able to pause and then sort of give more ideas and sort of feel my way out since it's only been now a couple of weeks since I've been uh, doing this. Um, I said I'm just going to go with people who have um, ideas that I feel like I haven't shown yet, or I've come across that is better seen than explained. And I'm figuring my way out too. What I love about this is, and how I feel connected in this, and the reason that I decided to go with, well, the reason why I feel that I was led, and I knew that I was led, and then I was assured that I was led here to stay here, is because I have so much in common with these people just starting back out, and they are just starting back out in their vehicles. But I'm just starting back out in life, having my spiritual awakening, and I am everything that is past is in the past. They're not looking in their rearview mirror. They're looking straight ahead. And that's where we're steering straight ahead. And then I'm going to park here. I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to go back and forward anywhere. I am going to stay parked right here. This is a sustainable content because there's so many people doing it so many different ways. And I'm telling you, the thing I love most is giving back. And the thing that I enjoy and I have been able to really appreciate is what's been being given to me. Been paying it forward. It's giving to me too. And since I have been watching this content, I'm not just watching it to share. I'm watching it for my own personal entertainment and own personal knowledge of how s- people start to, they come from such a big home. And then, even if they're not coming from a big home, you imagine coming from even a studio apartment and having to minimalize everything into your vehicle. What is most important to you? What you need to keep pressing forward? What you need to remind you of home that will keep you sort of grounded? what you need for your everyday use that is not going to be so much in the way, what you need to stay warm, then the new things you're going to get. And it really gives me more of an intentional state of mind when I do things in my new appreciation for life, me turning over a new leaf in my life. And I found myself, after my spiritual awakening, I found myself staying stuck in the emotional part of it and not in the moving forward, the balance of my own life. And now I'm able to move forward, leave everything in the past based on what I have been getting out of these great people and this great community. And I am going to get in where I fit in. And I am going to bring to you all these great people. It takes a certain kind of person to even go on the open road and do this. I've noticed that everybody has had such a great attitude about life, such optimistic people, you know, and people that, even it's a lot of people after retirement that I've seen, and I noticed they're not stuck in their ways. Like they're willing to learn something new, do things a whole new way. They might have been doing stuff the same way all their life, and they're willing to change everything that they've ever learned. And I haven't seen anyone on here even pushed into their vehicles for because of economic purposes. I haven't seen anyone who have said that they want to turn back and do something different, even the ones who've been pushed into their vehicles. The only thing that I have seen, and I have watched a lot over the past couple of weeks, the only ones I have seen is where they say they would want to get a bigger space or they would want to down the line explore more expensive things to enhance their space. And so yesterday I was telling you guys about a giveaway that I'm going to be having um, May 29th and June 29th for $50 Love Gas Station giveaway. And it's not for Love's gas station, it's because I am Love. And so I am going to either uh, Cash App or Apple Pay the winner. So that means you would have to tune in to the episodes where I say the word and then put the words into a sentence and then be the first one, either on the live or in the feed after live, to say the sentence. And the word for the day yesterday, I ran out of time, but today I'm going to say that the word is, let's find out together. Today, the word is May. May. Okay. And it's going to be 7 words. Um, and it's not going to be every day that I say them. And it's not going to be at the same time I say them. So you'd have to tune in or either catch it afterwards or either that day you could just watch all of them. I don't know. But anyway, um, today's Bible verse is going to be, I'm coming from John 10:10, and that is, I'm sorry, I apologize. John 10:9 and 10. I am the door. By me, if any man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. The thief cometh not but to steal and to kill and to destroy. I am come that they might have life and that they may have it more abundantly. And so it's pretty self explanatory, but I like how it says that if you shall be saved, it shall go in and out and find pasture. And when it says this, and it also goes along to say that comes to give us life and have it more abundantly. That means I see where a lot of people get stuck in their situation. Not that they're so comfortable, not that they're so happy, but just that it's just so takes so much to get out of it. Okay, well, okay, yeah, if I moved out to a vehicle, yeah, I'd be my own landlord. But look, I gotta take all this stuff, put it in storage. I have to do this, I have to do that. Uh, I don't know where I'm gonna be parked. I'm not gonna be going through that every day. Then they might say, okay, well, yeah, I just lost my job, but still, I still I could find another job. I'm not gonna go through getting another job and moving all my stuff. And looking at everything bad instead of looking at everything good. And it's just like people want to work their whole lives to pay bills and die. And that is not what life is. We're not supposed to be kids and then become adults and then just be burdened, you know, or not be able to dream or to live our dreams because of an economy. And if you are a believer, an achiever, a motivator, a mover, a shaker, like most of my newfound friends that don't know me, my guests on my show here, then it's good to get out that rearview mirror and start pushing ahead. Look at the great big world God has made and has created for us to have life more abundantly in. If your situation is pushing you out, then it's not time to find a way to stay in it. It's time to find a way, new way to live your life. And so, with that being said, that was our good friend, um, Cheap RV Living, Bob. My next video, you can look up any of those. And his guest was Ramblin' Dot Sunshine. And that's who had those great ideas about your cat staying in your vehicle with you. I know that the cats can be a little with that small space, it can be a little so those are some great ideas for it to not be like that, right? I just thought those was really cool. So moving on, let's go ahead and go to Simple Caravan Camper. Oh my God. When I saw this young lady and her simple design for putting her camper together, I was really, really impressed. The simple setup she got. And I said, I'm going to share this. And I put it right at the part where I want to share. And I noticed all these people, basic no build setup, all these people have older vehicles. It's just like older vehicles really have that staying power. Every one of them, they old vehicles. I don't see nothing new.
Hey guys, Missy Faye here, Modern Day Pilgrim. I hope you're having a fabulous day today. Welcome back to my channel. Well, guess what? I'm ready to bug out real soon here, and I got my van all set up. So I wanted to show you what I got going on in here and the setup I'm going to be using while I'm on the road. So let's check it out. Okay, this is it. This is my no build setup in my 2019 Dodge Grand Caravan, and I'm really, really excited about it. I love the fact that I have all this real estate up here in this part of the van, so I can just relax. I have a chair. I love that. With this setup, I can just have a chair in here and sit down and relax. And here's my refrigerator, my
I
something
noticed
that I don't have
everybody
to
had one of those
worry about
clip-on
moving
fans.
stuff because I do that, open my refrigerator. This is going to be awesome. So this is great. All this space up here for me to live comfortably while I'm on the road. Now this bed is made from a 4-foot lifetime table that fits perfectly between the walls of my van here. I have a carpet going over it. It helps the mattresses not to slide around, and it also prevents the table legs from scratching my van walls here. So that's what's going on with that little carpet there. Now, the mattress pads here, the one on the bottom is a self inflatable camping mat that's on the bottom. This here, the one on top of it, is the original cot mat from my Coleman Comfort Smart cot. So let's go over here. Try not to bounce around and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This blue thing is a Sea to Summit sleeping bag insert, and I use it kind of like a pillowcase for these long mats. Anyhow, this is the original mattress pad that came with my Coleman Comfort Smart cot. I upgraded that, as you know, to a 3-inch foam, and I saved this, so I'm glad I did. And underneath this is that blue self-inflated mat, camping mat. So both of these together on top of the table, along with this Afghan and this quilt, make it exceptionally comfortable. And again, I'm only 5'2", so this fits me perfectly. So if anyone is under 67 inches, this is going to be a good fit for you too. Let's talk about the storage that's underneath here. Okay, so this is my drive trunk organizer, and as many of you know, I chose an open top container for my storage, for my clothing, and all my necessities. I just think it's a lot more convenient and easy to manage rather than having bins and lids and things like that. This is my Bluetti AC 50S battery, 300 watt. That's an extra battery I have. That is my mummy sleeping bag. And in between there is going to be my portable toilet when I get that out, and I'll put that up, and that's where that's going to go. Over here, this is my utility bin. This is another trunk organizer. I got that one from Hey Trip. And this is another little fantastic trunk organizer. And again, I just love.
So I really thought that that table and the under the table storage space, you can do how you want to do as far as the mat. You can get a foam mattress. You can get a inflatable mattress. You can get a military sleeping bag, as I was telling you guys, which is supposed to be more cushiony and very much more insulated and even cheaper. And you can go to a Army or Navy store. You don't have to be in the Army or Navy to go to those stores. And so that was a great idea. I want to show you guys how this small apartment, which is even smaller than a lot of these minivans and cars, how limiting it is and how much it costs. Yo, welcome to my apartment.
Oh, this space is so small. How much do you pay for it?
50,
What's the square footage?
80 by 150.
It just feels like a walk-in closet.
It's in Midtown. That's nice because it's not in a random spot.
Like in Brooklyn or something.
Like in Brooklyn.
Wow. Holy shit.
We have a kitchen, no oven.
Are these clean or dirty to do? This, this is like the only chilling space you have.
Kind of.
It seems to be like college. Yes.
It's not college. Feels like a dorm, yeah. We have a makeup stand and we have food.
Or do you cook in here? That's a real question.
Yeah, if I do that, like I'll go get it fresh. This is storage. I just keep like a lot of cleaner stuff up there. So it has been up here originally. There were like mice on like, the beginning of summer. So I was like, hell no.
The whole mice bugs thing, like any apartment in New York, you can't escape it. You almost couldn't even do an at home workout in here. That's how small.
Yeah.
Your high rise, and then you would
I wanted to show how much smaller a lot of apartments are, and you're not even your own landlord. And like they were saying, how you cannot escape the mice problem and bug problem because you have people around you no matter what you do. And as I promised yesterday, um, I do have where the mice problem can be solved in a vehicle. But I just want to give that as an example because some of you might be living in close to that small space in a studio apartment and you're not your own landlord. And not only do you have to go by how your landlord uh have things and want things, but you also have to deal with neighbors and you have to deal with the cost of living going up as far as maybe rent might go up and it can go up before your lease is up. They don't have to wait for your lease to be up these days. And how fast you can get kicked out, you could be there 15 years and get kicked out in 5 days now. It don't take no time for you to um for the eviction process anymore. And so I just wanted to show that example so that sort of shows that, um, like ever since COVID, a lot of people have been moving into more people, not as a luxury, but being priced out of their homes. So I just wanted to just give the show that if different businesses are um, going out of business, if you've lost your job, which a lot of people have lost their jobs, if your lifestyle is not as maintainable as it once was, sometimes you're not leaving a situation and downgrading. Sometimes it's upgrading, and a lot of people are upgrading, living and moving into a space where the freedom of the road, the healing while you're driving, the 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 option of visiting different um cities or starting your own channel on so many ways you can start your own channel is from your daily life or even from I'm just starting out moving in my vehicle. I'm not like here like guys, everybody move in your vehicle. I'm just only saying for those who are being priced in that direction or even thinking about it, that it's so much it's so much for me, not what I would have had thought until I had started seeing. And the part of this is giving back is not trying to glorify a situation that might not be for your situation, but it's just only to show you your options and some ideas and some safety tips and then also a lot of people are moving into their vehicles on purpose because they want to. A lot of people live in their vehicles because they want to and been wanting to and have been waiting to have the opportunity, and they might be doing it sooner than later. Or so this is a great way for you to see that a lot of spaces is not a downgrade. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna move on here, and while I'm moving on, I wanted to tell you guys about um a few more places that they were saying that was a good place to park, and that is one police officer said ignore knots. But as I went on and I was reading in the comments, because I read the comments a lot, and it said, what if a tow truck comes? So that's something to do at your own risk because he didn't answer back. But when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I might not want to give that tip. But I did want to go ahead and give the tip and then also tell you guys that comment. Also, you know those window things that go on your window to, the window covers. Okay, and you know how like in the back they have the little square things, but you might have one you cut out, but it's not going to be completely filling in everything. So an idea is to put tape, black tape on the part that's shining through, or either when you park, to park directly under a light, and then that means the light that's shining out won't be seen for the light that's coming in. You see what I'm saying? So that was another idea. And also the hospitals again was that you could eat breakfast and dinner there. You can wash up in the bathroom. You can even lounge in the part where the families wait. And they say that a lot, it doesn't bring a lot of attention because a lot of people aren't doing it. It's not something that a lot of people are doing at the hospitals, and there's so many hospitals. And also, they were saying how, those shops where people are working on the cars. Well, a lot of people drop their cars off early. So, or a lot of people have their cars parked in a lot because they haven't got to it yet or whatever. So those are like really cool places to sort of, boondock or stealth camp. Um, so that was a great idea. I thought I didn't think I should run a whole episode or even take time to run it just with that one idea or these one ideas. So I just sort of put them in my phone and then jot them down because I'm using my phone for this. I could have just, you know, uh sent them to my other phone that I don't use, but I have neuropathy, so it's good for me to write. So anyway, it's a part of my journey too. I'm on here too. And so I noticed that a lot of people that are retirement age, I mean, they are moving in their vehicles, and it seems like they feel like it's almost a part of their retirement, like it's a treat for themselves to now be able to travel. There was this one lady, I was watching her last night, and she was 73 years old. I was telling you guys about her earlier. Well, as she was getting in, and grab the thing to get in the car or whatever, the lady who was filming her was like, "Oh, you don't get in on your knees." She's like, "Oh no, never get in on your knees." So I was gonna run her just to get her to say that, but I said no, I'm not gonna run her just to get her to say that. I'm gonna tell you guys that's a very horrible thing for your back and your knees. I don't care how young you are. To not get in your vehicle on your knees. You can always just scooch down and get, and you don't think about stuff when you're younger, like, yeah, I'm gonna get on, I'm gonna bounce, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. But the less uh hurtfulness you have on your body, especially because you're already sleeping in the vehicle, whatever, the more you have to worry about those little cramps and everything. Maybe I'm saying all that because I'm old. I'm older. I'm not old, I'm older. Okay, got it. I gotta learn how to stop saying little frivolous, nasty stuff about myself. I gotta talk positive about me. And like I said, this is a big part of my journey, watching these people become alive again and watching myself come alive through intentional living and through uh just when you see somebody and they're all engaged in what they're doing and they don't have nobody else around. And yeah, sure, they have the camera on. That's not a person. They don't have nobody else around. Maybe haven't had nobody around for days. And all they're doing is trying to make a better way for them to be comfortable, a better way for them to live, exist in the world more comfortable and everybody, not just some people, everybody have a plan. Everybody, you don't ask somebody who's living in their vehicle, so what's your 5-year plan? And then they'll be like, well, I hadn't really thought about it. But you can ask a lot of people in the world, any everyday people, and be like, well, I already retired. I feel like I've already done that, been there. I'm just living, but everybody is like, I eventually want to get this. I eventually want to do that. Eventually want to add this to this and park and get my own land. I eventually want to, and that is something that I feel is so motivating because they're not just going along to get along. They are improving their lives in every way from that day forward, building on right then and there, not building on what happened in the past. They don't speak about their past, they ain't worried about their past. We ain't worried about their past. We don't know them from Adam until they get on the screen. And unless they say something about their past, and when they do bring up their past, it's just sort of like, okay, you divorced. Okay, so what? Move on. What are you doing right now? And that is something that I am trying to embrace more of. So, whenever you're trying to do something, you put yourself around like-minded people or um watch like-minded people. Hi, good morning. How you doing, Miss Robin Burks? Okay, so here is the promised mice mouse segment to keep them out of your vehicle. And I was going to put on an older lady who had a home remedy spray thing, but I found this most effective because a lot of people have older vehicles, older campers, and a lot of people are actually being priced out of their homes. And it's not like they have something new to go be in. So a lot of them might be just sort of camping out in something that is just going to be sitting there for a while. So this was the best way to go. So check him out.
Make sure everything's good to go. That way too, guys, you got less to do. Springtime prep, stuff like that. You can load this up, they're ready to go. Make sure you got all your cupboards cleaned out. A good idea would also be to make sure that the stove top is cleaned out. We don't do a lot of cooking in ours, but some people do. Make sure your oven's cleaned out. We don't want any crumbs in there. Let us finish cleaning everything out here. We'll move on to step number 3. All right, guys, step number 3 is back outside the camper. What you're going to want to do is go around your whole camper and find any entry points or places that they may be able to crawl up and get inside. Good places to look are going to be around your electrical lines, your water lines, your electrical cord coming into the camper. Any point that maybe when they were building it, they cut something wrong, or there's a little bit too big of a void or something like that. You certainly want to get those things plugged up. We like to use this Max Fill great stuff foam just because the other stuff that the straw plugs up and this stuff works. It fills any gaps that you may need. Some people use steel wool. If you are going to use steel wool, I would recommend that you use the copper kind, just to avoid any rust issues.
That's a great tip right there.
Gets
If they do rust,
nice for it, you through this. All right, guys, so we're underneath the camper here. I'm not sure if you can see this, but right where my straw is sticking, you can see some of the factory foam has gone away there. It's not like this that I'm talking about. I saw one on the other side too, where the fresh water flow comes in. So we're going to go ahead and fill this up.
or you could put
Yeah,
that
I just like to use this stuff here because
steel wool thing in there too.
you certainly want to try not to make a mess if you can. I know it is a little bit sloppy. Another spot here where my water drain is. So we're gonna go ahead and fill that up too. We're gonna continue around here, find all the other ones, get those filled up, and then I'll show you what I do with the electrical box. Guys, one more thing I like to do on the outside is go to my electrical outlet here and take one of these copper scrubbies and just sit right in there. Fits right in there perfect. It's a little more added peace of mind. I know that this does shut and click, but if anything were to ever get in there and push that up, you can see that they're not going to be able to get past that as well. Step number 4, guys, I like to go with the bounce sheets or dryer sheets. You can look it up online. It goes
Yeah,
either
when
way.
I
Some
Google
people swear,
search,
some people
that
say
came up. It still will.
we've done it every year. The way I look at it is for a buck, $1.50. I picked up 10 of these sheets. Really cheap insurance.
It said bounce in particular, not just fabric softener.
We're gonna get deed set out. Some people, I don't know if it works at all, but I've heard Irish Spring soap is another good deterrent for them. I'm sure if you look it up, there's plenty other options out there. We're gonna go these spread around, and then we'll come back to the next one. So again, there's no real method for these. Couple on the.
You just put it on the floor. I was thinking more the cabinets.
Keep in mind, keep considering. Some people swear by it. We've been doing it for years. We haven't had any issues with them since.
Make about it more.
Canada's Tomcat rodent repellent. We've been using this stuff for years. I think what it is really just like a peppermint oil spray. It looks like there's
Yeah.
cinnamon oil and
I've seen some
oil in it as
pepper.
well. Sometimes we'll use the inside of the camper, but we do take the stuff and go around, the bottom of the frame, the tires, and the electrical lines around the outside. We've been using this stuff, like I said, for years. I think it's $8 a can. Really,
So yeah. That's so much of a guy thing. He's just gonna put it on the floor, no rhyme or reason, just here, put it back. You gotta put it somewhere that's so cute. Oh wow. That's so cute. Um cute, cute. So that was I think he was such a big help. And the last young lady was Modern Day Pilgrim. The simple caravan with the table, the great idea about the table. And the tiny apartment was Caleb Simpson. And that was the camping loop. So, yeah. And so moving on, let me give you guys a few more tips here that I got. Another thing about having a good attitude when being in your vehicle is that if you have a sabi attitude, I know that every day is not going to be all, expect if you're priced into your vehicle, you had no intentions. Everything day isn't going to be like sunshine and rainbows. And sometimes you're going to, not feel that great about it or whatever. But it's really good you know, um, the days that you can be positive, to be positive, because otherwise, you know, um, you won't be able to feel the experience. So when you get past it, it'll take longer to get past it. It's um it's just, not feeling sorry for yourself. It's just such a big part of this. Is to try to look up other people in your very same situation, see how they've been able to manage it. A lot of people ain't gonna get online and show when they're not feeling that great. A lot of times they're gonna be online when they're feeling their very best. And I'm telling you, energy is contagious. And you don't know. Maybe you haven't been in such a great um happy space for a long time. I was looking at this lady yesterday and she was talking to Bob from cheap RV parking. I mean, what's that called? Cheap RV living. My next video. And she was just so happy. And she was like in her late 50s. And he was like, "Wow, you are energetic." She's like, "Yeah." And she was like, "And she'd been on the road for a couple of years." And she's like, "And I just bought me a shade that pulls down where whenever she just parks in a space, that can give her shade instead of the trees or whatever." She's like, people like me used to make me so sick, just happy go lucky, all happy. And I didn't realize I was half in a depression for so many years. I did not realize until I got on the open road. And that's the lady that I got the healing thing from. And she was like, and you're driving, it's just you, and you're just and it's just all you can hear is from the open road, and you thinking about what you're gonna do next. And she said, and a healing started taking place, a spiritual healing, a healing from rejection, a healing, and the further away you get from um the rush, the everyday rush, or trying to keep up with the Joneses, or trying to get the next thing instead of getting what is to maintain your lifestyle. And she was saying that how she was in a semi depression, she didn't realize it until she got on the road. And everything is about perspective. Like I was showing that lady in the Prius, and it wasn't even a Prius, it was a very small car just a couple days ago. And she showed how she could lay her whole body, and it's probably the same amount of space that tiny apartment got. And she could lay her whole body from the front to back, and then she could roll it up in the daytime. And it brings out the creativity in you. And you, like I was saying, how I could see the child coming out in different people. It's like rediscovering your creativity and watching people come alive, doing things they didn't think they could. Women having their own tool bag when they didn't ever have no tool bag, but they learn how to change tires. They learn how to do different things on their own, and they become very it makes them feel like really empowered, and by the time they get a little bit of time up under their belt and they're online and they got a community online. um Usually the people in the comments are like, you're not scared being out there alone? All of them answer are either, I used to have a problem, or I used to be scared, or I used to. And then they'll be like, you'll be surprised, nobody bothers you. And if somebody comes up, some of them do have a camera, in the front. That was going to be a suggestion, where you can see around your vehicle. It's a rotating camera. You can go online and on Amazon, and it's a car thing. I had a lady that I might just show her how easy it is to set up a camera in front and back of your and it recording 24 hours, and it records quality video at high speed. And then even you could zoom in on parking on license plates. And she was saying how one vehicle had hit the back of her car and dented it, and then act like they didn't do anything. And then so one of the people in her comment section was like, why don't you get a camera, and then that way anything come up you see front and back? Well, another lady was saying she has a camera front and back. She said anything come up, she has, where her daughter sent her this here videotape of her dogs, new dogs or whatever, and they was barking. She was like, and I had it queued up, and so I'll just turn it up and then act like it's a dog in the car. Just fun, just thoughtful ways of, you imagine their families, their children are like, Mom, you're really gonna do this? That lady who was living in a small car, she had a college student son, and his friends was just like, you're not she was like, they was talking to her like their old grandpa, her grandfather, and she was the college kid. You're not really gonna do this. How are you gonna do this? How are you gonna do that? Why are you gonna go so far away from home? Why don't you just? She's like, no, I want to travel. I want to see the world. She's like, no, I can travel. I can go to Grand Canyon. I can travel to national parks. I could do this. I could do that. I don't have to wait. She's like, and I am not gonna just live my life paying bills. Okay. So, I was saying that because it's not always, it's about perspective. And So yeah, moving on from him. Now talking about perspective, check this. Now, when I talk about creativity, first of all, look at how proud I should have said that at the beginning. Look at how proud everyone is of whenever you see something creative. How they be like, sort of like, yeah, did that. Yeah, that's my creation right there. So anyway, this is a very creative something that somebody else might decide to entertain. I don't know. This is something that you guys check this out. This lady, she's just so creative. And even her toilet's like so creative. I might even let her play for a minute. There we go. But I figured out finally how to go back without turning on my cable and then having to go back to YouTube. Super cheap minivan. I have it right where I want it. Bob again. Cheap RUV list.
Enjoying your retirement.
I am.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
Okay, so why don't we take a look around your van?
Okay.
Okay, let's do that. And so here we're inside, and wow, this is really
This.
unusual. Tell us about this.
So, I am part of a Facebook mini rant group, and everyone shows their builds and stuff. So, a few of them have children's kitchens, but
See,
this
that's
one here just worked out for me perfectly. And so I just plugged it in, and
a
that's it. I use
child's
all my
kitchen set.
kitchens. I took their sink out, put my own collapsible sink, have my water dispenser there, and everything else I use. I use everything.
So this is at one time someone probably went down to Toys R Us and bought this for their child,
Yeah, yeah.
and you got it on Facebook.
Market.
Oh wow!
I sure did.
So you got it used,
Yes.
and good grief, it looks like it was built for this van.
Yeah, yeah. It's perfect. I love it.
Well, you're fortunate that these Dodges, the seats fold so flat.
Well, I took all my seats out.
Oh, you did take them.
My seats are out except for my driver's, of course. And
Oh yeah, you don't even have a front seat.
don't.
She painted her collectible thing out.
Yeah, that gives you just an enormous amount of room back here.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's a piece of plywood down there then.
Yes, I did put this plywood in myself. The
That's the toilet right here.
itself,
I might not play this.
everything else, but it just didn't work out for me. So I just needed to find something to plug and play to fit, and it works out.
I can't imagine anything working.
So that's that. And those are my guests for today. That is Bob, and he is he's going to be in several of my videos. He got a lot of great guests. He go visit them, and he takes his camera crew, and they explore, have time with them, and tell about these different communities. So as you heard, there is a minivan community. So you might want to look them up if you're just getting into it. Like I said, I noticed it's not like you're going to be competing with anybody because, like I said, I noticed all these everybody. Not one person have I seen in a new Lincoln Town car, new Lincoln something. Everybody is in vehicles from 2010 and down. Okay, so you ain't competing with nobody. I mean, it ain't no, oh, well, I can't join that community. That's all new vehicles. These are some hard, where they can go in and fix their own stuff. They ain't gotta go fix no mechanical nothing. They ain't gotta go to the factory and, wait and order no parts. They can go and, maybe even go to the junkyard and get parts. Have they, like, one lady, she said she had a older foreign car, and she have her to save money, she have her son to work on it, but it's not no new technology or nothing in it. It was just the fact that it's a foreign car, and so she have him working on it. And so today's guests were Bob with Cheap RV Living, and my next video. Every time he come on, he'd be like, this is my next video. And his guest was Rambling Sunshine earlier, and this guest was Super Cheap Minivan, and um I had the simple caravan camper with the table as the bed, and under the table is all that space. It's the modern day pilgrim. That tiny apartment was Caleb Simpson, and that mice out is the camping loop. I really enjoy watching about that dry flush toilet that you can look into, about how it seals, and then you don't need a septic tank at all. And the kitty litter with the pellets, the pine pellets, and then it stopped from the tracking, and then it turned the urine into sawdust, and then she said she just get it up the bowel movements real fast, but it doesn't track through the vehicle. You know how to check. So, a lot of people have their pets with them, and cats, cats that'll really take down from the smell. And yeah, so I really appreciate you joining me on this episode. I thank all my new subscribers, and I look forward to the you guys coming in on the giveaway and new subscribers. And I think you'll really enjoy my new community. I'm really going to be looking out for anything that I feel is without trying to repeat the same thing, but some things I will repeat with different people because different people have different way of doing things. And but I promise to give you guys my best. And so, with that said, y'all have a great weekend, a happy Mother's Day, and I will see you guys from 8 to 9, Monday through Friday, again next week, the Lord willing, if the Lord said the same. All right. Peace.